Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? Tonight, we're gonna do something we've never done before, which is finish the project we started working on last time. It's basically the same thing we've been doing all along. So after having spent some time away from this model, you guys, at the beginning of last week, we talked about the ratio of head to body, and we were talking about whether it should be 8 heads tall, or 7 heads tall, or 7.25, or 7.5, or 7.3, or 7.11, who knows? Who knows? I think this is the right size. I like this combo right here. To me, looks like the right combo. So that's the way we're going to keep it, I think. I mean, obviously it's going to be a give or take type of situation as we progress through the project, but this is looking like what I want it to look like, so I'm happy with that. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Thanks for being here. Glad to see ya. Alright, so we need to finish the hair from last week. We need to finish the hair. Remember that hair with the ponytail? We never finished that. This one. So we need to do that. And then after we do that, we may... What may we do? See, here's the thing. I have a lot of hair to do. Like, there's at least two more hair pieces that I want to do. So we'll see. I think let's go ahead and get this one wrapped up. We're almost there. We need to do a little bit of like the detail-y type stuff, like smaller strands like these guys right here. This guy like right here, but spread them out a little bit. And then I also need to do the ponytail part. I think we'll go ahead and do that first. That should be fairly easy. The only thing I see being difficult or problematic is having a bunch of skinny pieces sticking out. I might need to fill them in with a piece of hair, like a chunk, a block of hair. That's what we're probably going to do. So let's just append any female hair. Well, first we'll need a female to figure, so no, eventually we'll be doing female hair. That's going to be one of the extended goals, at least that's my plan. Meaning if it does well enough, we add that, and hopefully that's the case, but there's no way to say. So for now, no. Alright, how do we want to do this? I think the best way to do this would be to grab our move. Hey, what's up? Scourge, Nick, how's it going? Alright, let's get rid of some of those. Let's do a little bit of that. Yeah, we don't need all that. We will end up dividing it so that we can sculpt on it, but we don't need all that for now. We'll just take that off. You made it nice? What did you make nice? Nice is the best way to make things. Which figure am I making? I don't know what that means. I honestly don't know what you mean by that. Not pinch. It's an original character. Everything I'm working on is original. Because it's the same length as the rest of his hair. It's not like he grew out a ponytail, he just has long hair and has pulled it up. Partly. Scourge, I swear you've been here a lot, right? Like, you've been here a good amount. You know already everything I'm doing is original. Don't you? I swear you did. There it is. Hi, buddy. So you guys know how last week Zeus kept trying to chew the green screen? I think I told you guys that because you guys heard me yelling at him. Now the other one's licking it. Like, I don't understand what their deal is other than they're cats, but getting annoying. All my stuff getting licked on. I have cats. Scourge, are you trolling, man? It seems like you might be trolling here a little bit. Alright, let's just lay some hair on top of that piece, and actually, since we're going to be doing that, let's do this. We'll shrink this, lay some hair on top of it. Still feel like that should be smaller. I think you're trolling. There's no such thing as an ankle pivot, so no. I'm dying. Goodness. That wasn't pleasant. Anybody do anything fun over the weekend? Long weekend for most people. What the heck is wrong with me? I can't stop coughing and hiccuping. That sounds like an alright time to me though, Mike. No, there's no Death Note figure. Not from those two companies, anyway. There's one, I believe there's a Ryuk figure from some random company out there, but I could be wrong. It's been a while since I paid attention to that. Hmm. I think there might be something wrong with me. I did play Fallout 4. I don't play it anymore because it's really old. There's nothing left to do. I streamed it when it first came out, even. Custom heads for SH Figure Arts and Mezco. I'm not sure there's any demand for that. Not enough anyway. You mean it didn't look like what it was before it was done? That's amazing. That's a very good observation, Victor. Well done. Nothing gets past you, eh, Victor? That's why you're not a mod anymore. You need to be more perceptive. I'm not sure that's a good instance, a good example of when to use the phrase, "why not me?" I don't think I would go for that if I was you. I'm just waiting for somebody to pick out what this looks like. I mean, so far we haven't had any guesses, and which means we haven't had anybody say, "Oh, yeah, that looks like Gambit." I'm surprised we haven't had a Gambit yet. No, I don't really think there's a particular difficulty of hair. I mean, I know a lot of people would mess it up, I guess, but it's not any harder than making the face look the way you want, though. I mean, it's all just very intricate because the human face I mean, hair, I guess, by association. It's difficult to get right. It's why when you see CGI in a movie, like you could see a gorilla or a lizard or a robot and it all looks awesome. But as soon as they do CGI human, nope, looks weird. And you're talking millions of dollars of budget going into it. And the reason for that is humans have it's part of their biology to recognize humans. And so when it's not quite right, we can tell. Am I watching Hero Academia? No, I'm sculpting a head right now. What am I doing? That's not what I wanted. I do plan to watch that show at some point. That point just hasn't happened yet. I'm thinking maybe... Why is there no undo history? That's weird. Yeah, we'll not worry about it for now. We may not end up needing it. Is it an anime or comic character? It's an original character. So, no to both. Maybe someday. Ronin? You mean as in like a samurai with no master? Is that what you're talking about? Because if that's what you're talking about, that's exactly what I said I was going for last week when I started this sculpt. So, I guess we win. He guessed it without knowing what it was, that means I have made it look as I intended. More or less. Leaning toward the more. Which makes me feel good right here and a little bit over here. Not that this character is necessarily a samurai, but... Hey, if it's your first time tuning in and you guess what I was making right off the bat, then either you are lying, or it just looks like it's supposed to. Which I'm going to lean towards that, because that means I did a good job, and I don't have to call you a liar. So good. And also, thanks for tuning in. I keep having hiccups and coughs. I don't know what's going on with me, guys. I haven't had anything fizzy to drink or anything like that, so I don't know what's causing this. One of these days, I'm gonna keel over on stream. I don't know what you're asking, Roberto. I have no idea what you're asking me. How can you scale 1/12 on brush? I don't know what you mean. I thought maybe I read your comment wrong, but I did not. I just don't have any clue what you're talking about. What the hell? Do what I want you to do. There we go. That's better. Hey guys, I ordered a new hard drive for my computer just to run ZBrush on. So it should run a lot smoother going forward when it comes to saving and loading and all that kind of stuff. My processor's already really fast, but I'm using an old school mechanical drive right now, and that's not very fast. And these files are relatively large. So I figured, what the heck? I'll get an M.2 PCIe solid state. Should make things run a little smoother. Hopefully. If it doesn't, well then I wasted a bunch of money. You have to do it manually in measurements, like millimeters and that kind of thing. Like, this isn't in scale right now. It doesn't matter what scale you work in, but you go here, and so you see millimeters right here. So right now this is only officially 1.3 millimeters by 1.7 millimeters. It's not the right scale, but I don't have the document set up for scaling. I do that in a separate file. So okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how we're gonna get this to fill in nicely, but we're just gonna keep going, guys. We might be able to get it to work. There's more to it than that, Robert. Or I'm sorry, Roberto. If you do you know who Shane Olson is? He streams for Pixel Logic and he does ZBrush stuff all the time, and he sells a course that he teaches and that kind of stuff. So you can create figures. Is that did I miss part of your comment? Is that the start of your comment? If it is, I'm not sure what you're saying or asking me. If I missed part of your comment, just let me know what you said that I didn't see. Hey, Devin Worth, how's it going? So this will actually be a separate piece, I imagine. That pegs in right here so they can rotate around. Shane Dawson? Well, that's a different person. So I don't know who that is. I'm talking about Shane Olson. Yeah, Israel, I'm making my own line of action figures. This is part of that. This is some of the less interesting stuff to do, but it has to get done, so unfortunately, it has to get done. Those of you, I feel like those of you that are just tuning in recently, you really missed out by not watching earlier on, back when we were sculpting heads like every night. Those were fun times. We'll get back to sculpting heads because I need more heads, but at this point, we need to get some other stuff done, unfortunately. The bodies are almost done. I've been doing this for over a year now. Something about sitting like this, I feel like I need to get the blood flowing to my arms. It just drives me nuts. Hey, Bloodstock, how's it going? What's really good, Devin? Because you've been here for a little bit, so I'm not sure if you're just saying in general, or something in particular, or what. Well, they're gonna be it's gonna be a Kickstarter thing at first, and then, I don't know. If you scroll back, since you're on YouTube, you can, oh, okay, hey, thanks. If you're on YouTube, which you are, person who asked me about it, I can't remember who asked me the question now, you can rewind the video and see the very start where I showed one of the bodies. Tonight, I mean... Well, for the very beginning, I don't know, I'm aiming for like something like 8, hopefully, maybe 6. But there will be, of course, stretch goals if things go well. And if that goes well, I have other ones to do for like a second batch or something. What's the... I only watched 2 episodes, this and your other ones. What's the name? I don't know what you're asking me, Jordan. Hey, I think this ponytail's starting to look alright. We're definitely going to get this hair done tonight, for sure. Although I think I want to get rid of maybe a couple of these little ones up here and do another big one like I did here. I feel like the little ones don't make so much sense. I don't mind having them like in between, but like right here. Let's just put a big one in right here and see what I think. Thanks, man. I think I like that, and then maybe I'll just throw another one. I don't make them for people to buy. I make them per commission. It's not really like I don't make them and then try to sell them. I only make them when people order them, and I have a 2-year wait list. The answer is yes. I guess I should have just said yes. I don't have set prices. And I also don't handle commissions through chat. You can check my website for basic information, and then if that doesn't answer your question, you can contact me through my website about a potential commission. Have I started watching Naruto yet? No. No, I haven't. Well, I have. I mean, I've started multiple times, and every time I stopped abruptly. Hey, what's up, Wicked? No, I have a Deadpool one. You guys want to see it? I just finished painting it yesterday. I'm going to be making the video for it soon. It's for the Marvel Now build, because that head's just particularly bad. You know, it's so boxy and square and just doesn't look like a human really at all. So it's for that one. I don't know how much you're going to actually be able to see, but I'll go grab it. No, I haven't worked on Cyclops at all. The last time I touched Cyclops, I still didn't know what I was doing in this software. You guys can see it. It's gonna look worse than it really is because the hair hasn't been worked on. I've only just kind of mushed some hair in place, so the hair looks particularly bad. Hey, nobody reminded me to save yet. What the heck, guys? Garchomp, you're not even a real legendary. I'll be right back. Hey, Mark Allspaw. We haven't seen Mark in like a year and a half. Okay, look. Give him a chimichanga. It's a head. It's just a head sculpt. So this is the head sculpt. It's like, it's got a hint of the movie styling in it, just like a hint. But it's still like meant to look like a comic head for this particular body. Let me see how well. I don't know if I have this camera set up anymore. It's kind of set up. You can see it a little bit. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Putting it in front of my face seems to be the best option. What if I use a Kleenex as a backdrop? There you go, you can kind of see it. Not completely, but you can see it a little bit. There'll be a video for it. Yeah, you can't get a good look at it from where you are. But it's this head right here, I can show you. Just in case I didn't save it, I think I saved it. Now this isn't exactly 100% what it looks like on the figure, but it's pretty close. Is what a commission. Alright, so you see the jagged lines won't be there. Hang on a second. The jagged lines won't be there on the final thing because I had to mess with the file after I already had it printed. So the jagged lines aren't a thing anymore. So just ignore those. No! ZBrush? ZBrush decided to crash, so give me a second here. Alright, so yeah, those jagged lines aren't jagged on the actual thing, but that's the head sculpt. The stitching on the final figure, like you can see it here, even though it's jagged, it's very faint, so if you don't want to paint it in, you don't have to, but if you wanted to have like a black line there to make it look like it's got a stitch, you can. But the rest of the body doesn't have any stitch work, so I didn't want it to have a big stitch like they had on the original release. Do you make customs and your own figures on these? I don't know what on these means, but anyway, yeah, that's the Deadpool head. I'm not getting the upcoming... Oh, man. I'm not getting any of the upcoming figure arts from Infinity War. Unless they send them to me for review. The character designs are just blah. And... and the figures look like they match the character design, so I'm not real interested in it. Yeah, so that's what the head looks like pretty much. It's going to be a lot cheaper than the Wolverine one too. And of course this part is actually made to fit on the existing Deadpool figure, so you can just swap them out. But I don't know why you would want the original one over this one. Honestly, it's a much better sculpt. He actually has a round head and a jawline rather than just looking like a Lego person. Alright, let's get this hair done. Stop distracting me, damn it! That's the one from the Juggernaut wave, so Marvel Now, so last year. The head that came on the current figure is actually pretty nice, so I didn't change it. Yeah, I'll be selling it for, I don't know for sure what the price is. So the Wolverine heads were $55 painted, and this one's going to be, I want to say, it's either going to be 35 or 40 only. So that's like almost 20% off. So yeah, we'll see. That should be coming up soon, like within a week. I meant to have it done for the movie, but then I forgot the movie was coming out. So I couldn't do that. I kind of screwed up. Whoops. Whoopsie daisies. Alright, let's get this hair done, shall we? Yeah, there will be unpainted ones for 18. Maybe less. We'll see. It fits on any Bucky cap mold. Assuming they have the same neck peg. They should. But it fits on this Deadpool, which is the Marvel Now Deadpool. So you could use it if you wanted a black and gray one, which I'm not doing, but you could make a black and gray one for the X-Force if you wanted to. Nope. What do you mean in most other head sculpts? What other head sculpts are there? Unless you're just talking about Hasbro, in which case that doesn't mean much. I mean, every head is more accurate than Hasbro. Than mine. Mine haven't. What are you talking about? Said I based this on the movie. Wow. Never mind. Oh boy. I haven't made a head that was supposed to be accurate to the comics, so why would you make that comparison? No, it wasn't. It was simply based on the Jim Lee design for Wolverine. .0034. Hey Anthony, I'm a games developer and I was curious if you've ever thought about going into the game industry as a even if just as a freelancer. Your skills are more than total. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I love video games, so I'd love to work on them too. The problem is, I have no formal training, and so since I've had to teach myself everything, I've only taught myself what I need to know, which is that for 3D printing. And so, I don't know how to do rigging and stuff, which I'm pretty sure would be something I need to know for game. Like, I could do strictly like 3D concept art, but nobody would want that, or they'd have to get somebody else to rig it, or I'd have to learn how to do rigging. So the answer to your question is yes, I've thought about it, but I don't think it's in the cards for me anytime in the near future. And since I'm not even really making a living doing what I'm doing right now, I don't really have time to at this point, teach myself another set of ZBrush skills, or even other software to make it even worse. Maybe down the road. Unless you're hiring. Are you hiring? If you're hiring, let me know. I'll sign on the dotted line right now. I appreciate the vote of confidence. I just, you might be the only one with that confidence. I mean, I've only been doing ZBrush for a year now. And like I said, everything I know is self-taught, so it's pretty specific skill set. Yeah, but wouldn't I still have to get like the polys and everything lined up, like go low poly to high poly and all that kind of stuff? Or are they gonna do the low poly work too? Like I just do the high poly work? You're not hiring, you've dashed my dreams. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like how that worked out. I mean, I know a little bit about, like, I can do retopo a little bit, but not necessarily in a way that would be beneficial for a game developer. Hey, what studio do you work for, if you don't mind saying? Or if you can say. Just out of curiosity. Ah, cool. That's awesome, man. Well, if you ever hear about a job that you think would be just right for me, you let me know. I don't know if that exists. But I don't do environment work, so job security's there for you too. I guess I probably could. I never have though. I still don't know how I'm gonna fill this hair in. Maybe just with a couple of fat ones. I know what I'll do. Same thing I did for... When did I do that? Never mind. You wouldn't know when I did that. I feel like I'm spending way too much time on this when no one else is going to even pay attention to the ponytail. Like the little details of the ponytail. No one's going to care about it. But, too late now. They wouldn't fit. I mean, they would fit a little, but I'd end up having to adjust them enough that it wouldn't really save me any effort. But I'm not talking about the effort in terms of filling it in. I'm talking about the fact that it needs to be able to be printed without just being all gunked up. So if there's a whole lot of like deep, narrow gaps, that's going to be a problem. See, I can do this for something like this piece right here. I can just copy it over, move it a little bit. Or it could freak out. What the heck is going on? Alright, we're not going to do that. Yeah, we're almost done. No sense in rushing. It's a pain in the ass? Why is rigging a pain in the ass? That's probably what I'm gonna do. Roberto. Once I get it looking the way I want it on the outside, I'm gonna put a sphere in there and just pull some pieces out. Hey, Gamer Gry. Gamer Gry. I don't think I read that accurately. Oops. Hey, what's up, Nidra? I'm doing alright. How are you? Alright. One here and one here, and then I think that side's probably good to go. Glad to hear it. Alright, we'll fill in a couple over here. And then I think we'll be able to move on. See you later. So I think what I'll do... I was a Nintendo. I never owned a Sega until I got a Dreamcast. Alright, so I think what we'll do... Save. And we'll try to fill that gap now and see what we can come up with to do it. I just did save. I even said it out loud. No, I didn't buy anything on launch date. I was a little kid. Or at least young. What do I use these models for? Making action figures. Thanks, man. I don't really want to do the hair this way, but I don't see another way to do it. So we're gonna give it a shot and see if it works. Like if I just do this at a higher resolution, it might work. I would need to do them all, of course, roughly on the same plane, but doesn't have to be exact. I think that would get the job done. You have to remember, this is gonna be like that big, so I think I can get away with it. World War II figures? There's a million action figures that already look like soldiers out there. So, no. I shouldn't. I don't know if I like this. There's got to be a better way to do this. I don't think I am going to review that movie because I don't want to go see it. And I'm positive, if I had to guess anyway, I would bet that it's going to be no good. And most people don't want to hear that a Star Wars movie is no good. I found that out last time. They come up with the most ridiculous arguments. Because Star Wars, oh. I might watch the finals. I really absolutely can't stand watching Golden State play. And I don't expect the Cavs to win anyway, so there's not that much reason for me to watch it. I would have definitely watched it if it was the Rockets, but man, that last Star Wars movie was such a turd. I mean, I've never been that big of a Star Wars person to begin with, but that last movie was such a turd. Hey, Panda. I'm wondering if I can do this in a better way. I mean, I guess technically this is gonna be okay. No, Mark Hamill didn't like the last one, though I don't like Mark Hamill at all. He happens to be right in this case. They totally ruined the character of Luke Skywalker in favor of a bunch of characters no one gives a shit about. And that's not a subjective thing. Like, people people forget that there are certain things involved in writing that make things good and make things bad. And they did a lot of things that made that movie bad. Objectively. That's how it always is, Garchomp. Not only do the refs cheat for Golden State every time, but half the players on the Golden State team are a bunch of assholes. So it's just really unpleasant to watch. I mean, if I have to watch Steph Curry put his mouth guard in the side of his mouth and bitch about something when he damn well knows he shouldn't be, one more time, I might just never watch it again. Basketball, that is. So, I don't know. That's not really gonna help. Is it bad, Bingo? Because I can't imagine that movie's gonna be any good. XV Ultimate, what's up? Well, doing a Phoenix saga with that girl as the Phoenix is just a terrible idea. Oh, she's in Game of Thrones. Yeah, well, she can't act. So let's not have her pretend to be an American. She didn't do a good job the first time. She doesn't have the accent down. It's like every time Thor tries to make a movie where he pretends to be American. It's Thor, so I like him. But he still can't make that right accent. Is that for sure, Alfonso? He's finally said he's had enough of it. I imagine the actors probably get tired of being on a show with horrible writing year after year after year. You know they're reading their lines and doing rehearsals like, what the hell? That doesn't make any sense. Here's the thing that makes Walking Dead so much more tolerable than otherwise would be. There's nothing else to watch on Sunday nights. Do I watch the CW superhero shows? For the time being, yes, but every episode is pushing me closer and closer to not watching them anymore ever again. They're so bad. Well, they're gonna need to keep somebody on board to make the show worthwhile, but even Norman Reedus is barely in it anymore, so what difference does it make? I mean, now that Andrew Lincoln's got the reputation from being on the show, I'm sure he's not really worried about finding work, even though he wasn't exactly a huge name before the show started. But I'm sure he'll be able to find work, so if I was him, I'd leave too. Jump ship before it sinks type of situation. Black Lightning and Supergirl are the worst of the two of the superhero shows. By far. Well, no. I'd say they're on par with the Legends of Tomorrow, because that show's god-awful. Well, I guess that just goes to show that they know the show's not exactly growing in popularity, so they're gonna give it to their most marketable character and see what happens. I mean, that's what it seems like. Did it have a good run? 'Cause it didn't really. They want you, they say it did, but their numbers weren't particularly good for a lot of the seasons. I think that'll probably get the job done. Yeah, exactly. I did the same thing, and they're just not good enough. It's like they get worse with every episode. Well, it doesn't look good up close, but you're talking, this piece right here is going to be like 3 millimeters across, maybe 5. So it's going to look fine. Yeah, Jamie Foxx is the new Spawn. Ooh, boy, I don't think that's going to be a good idea. They should have just kept Michael Jai White. There was no reason to not. I don't think there's ever been somebody so perfect for a role. Well, okay, that's not true. Like Robert Downey in Iron Man. But he was perfect to play Al. Good old Al. He's not the Flash though, alright? It's Iris. Iris is the one. Like she's in charge of everybody now, and Barry can't do anything without her approval or her ideas, and yeah, it's terrible. We are the Flash. No, Iris, shut up. You're not the Flash. You stop it. See you later, Nidra. Have a good one. So, yeah, he played Electro. It's only a $10 million budget for Spawn. Well, then we don't even have to worry about it. It's not going to be any good. can't. Spawn relies on special effects, and you can't. That's not enough money. I mean, Deadpool had almost no special effects, and the first one, it had what, $50 million budget? I don't know who you guys are talking about. Am I making a figure? I am. So you mean he's the producer? Well, that's not unreasonable. I personally don't like him, but that's reasonable. But Cisco's not a turd character. Cisco and Wells are the two best characters. What are you talking? What show are you watching? Joe's okay too. Although he's like a cartoon character, so eh. Yeah, Karma, these figures are gonna be like an actual line of action figures. But you're not making an argument though, Bloodstock. You're just saying He's bad. Why? He's easily got some of the best lines. He serves his purpose. He's the one that solves most of the problems until they decided Irish should solve every problem, which makes no sense. Alrighty. I think that probably works. I would like to... Yeah, we have to have one here. I can't imagine he's gonna be any good at that. Hey, what's up, KGR? I mean, have you seen him in interviews? He's not exactly a people person. I don't understand what you're asking me. They're posable like any other action figure. They're not based off of anything. I'm designing them from scratch. I never played Crash Bandicoot, but I'm a fan of him in the sense that he's like a classic retro character. Pretty much, Carlos. I mean, like I've said before, I borrow some from my friend. Like things I don't collect, like the Naruto figures or something like that. I'll borrow them from a friend to review, but pretty much I buy like 99% of what I review, and so I only review stuff that I want to buy. I have to go to the bathroom, guys. I'll be right back. Burb. Alrighty then. Shall we leave this as it is? I think so. Come on, lay down. Lay down, buddy. Can you do that? You're getting hair everywhere. You're wiping your ass on the screen. Don't do that. Lay down. What are you doing? You are totally in the way right now. No, it's not Zeus. Your slobber stinks. Let's not continue to put the slobber on my hand. How about that? This isn't Zeus. SSJ2 Gohan, how's it going? Do I tend to collect garbage pail kids? How could one tend to collect something? Specifically, I mean, like you could tend to collect a certain type of thing, I guess. But I don't even know what that is, so no. Garbage pail kids? Aren't those like Cabbage Patch Kids? Garbage pail kids, yeah, not me. No. This is going to be a pain in the ass. I need to separate these two sets of hair, but all their subtools are not in any particular order. Oh, no. Well, this is going to suck, but we have to do it. Oh, man, this is going to suck a lot. I have a lot of those figures. Actually, there might be a better way to do this. There is a better way to do this. Let's turn everything back on. Alright, we will hide that, and that, and that. Jesus. Hey, stop chewing. It's like no matter how much I stream, he always shows up at a certain time every night. Zeus, stop it. He's not gonna listen. I have a feeling. That's weird. Goose. How is the ponytail not centered? I don't understand that. Yeah, I did those with symmetry on, so that's all centered. So why is the ponytail not centered? That doesn't make sense. Stop. I've reviewed a bunch of them, Garchomp. Randall, are you out there? We playing Destiny later? Or I mean, are you playing? I'm gonna play. Yeah, that'll be fine. Alright, I think I'm happy with that. That should be sufficient for that set of hair. That took longer than I planned. Alright, what do we need to do? We need to... Well, you know what? Since we only have a half hour left, let's just go ahead and make this face a different face. I just peck on it. Hi, Zeus. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. You wanna jump up? Go on. This face reminds you of Jet Li. Holy crap. Yeah, but why would you pick that? Really, Zeus? Don't look at me. I'm not the one looking at your butthole. Why are you looking at me like that? Keep eyeballing me. Oh. I need that arm. You can't lay on it. No. Why do you do that? I can't reach the keyboard. How would the joints move? Like any other action figure. I mean, give or take, a little bit different, but mostly the same. Hello. Hey, look who's here, some bees. Some bees you haven't been here in forever. The process from this to fully finish, that's kind of an involved question. I mean, do you have a few hours? Generally speaking, it gets printed, molded, casted, put in a package, then sold. I don't even know if I'm doing it. That's okay, Brian. I didn't ask you anyway. Eric, thanks for the subscription if you happen to be watching, though I doubt you are. Both. Both of those things. Obviously, I'll be sending it to a place to get it manufactured, but I'll be telling them how I want it done, give or take. Obviously, they'll have to do certain things certain ways, but I imagine they'll make it out of whatever plastic I tell them to. If they don't, then I'll find someone else who will. Or at least that's the idea. We'll probably finish up tomorrow, and then we'll have 3 heads ready to go. Types of hair, 3 different faces. I'm good with the hair on it. I just want to change face a little bit, and I think that'll do it. Might give him an expression out too. I don't know. I think this one will stay stoic and stern kind of looking. And this guy, obviously, I'll just finish him up and then see what kind of happens. This one turned out a different style. It's got some bigger chunks in it. In the front. Not bad. More hair anyway. But I had to also add the details to them. Since I made them out of the bigger chunks. Yeah, it'll be okay. Alrighty, we're gonna call it there, guys. I'll be back in a little bit. We'll play some video games. Not super late, but we'll play some. Well, that'll be on YouTube. And that'll do it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good night. I'll see you again tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.